Now those same faces that used to consume the haram, they used to consume the haram. Now as a result, what are they going to get in the akhirah? Tusqa, those faces will be given to drink. And literally, siqaya in Arabic is to give somebody to drink in their mouth. Meaning literally they open their mouth and you pour it in it. Right? This is siqaya. Usually it's done for animals, but it can also be done for people. Right? So you just pour the water out and they're drinking like that. Right? Now, what this illustrates is, first of all, they went into this scorching fire. There's absolutely no relief. So now they're desperate. They got to find relief somewhere. So the relief from fire naturally comes from where? From water. So Allah Azza wa Jalla describes Ayn. They will be given to drink from a spring. From Ayn is a spring. So the spring is gushing out water, but it only starts gushing when it's reaching the most intense part of the heat. And where is this water coming? Right onto their faces. Their faces are being made to consume. Tusqa min aynin aniyah. Subhanallah. What punishment after punishment Allah describes. As if tasla naran hamiya wasn't intense enough. Now on top of this, tusqa min aynin aniyah. Now if you go to the first word in the surah, al-ghashiyah. Hal ataka hadithu al-ghashiyah. That which covers up. Two things have already covered the people up. These kuffar, they have once been covered up by the fire. تَغْشَى وُجُوهَهُمْ النَّارِ. Right? Their faces will be covered by fire. On the other hand now, they are covered in boiling water. They're covered in this intense heat of the fire, of the water. Now, the next ayah, inshallah ta'ala, before we go to the next ayah, one last thing in this ayah. The word ayn literally also means a spring that comes out. Okay? So this is actually a spring inside the hellfire whose only purpose is to gush out boiling water, bubbling boiling water. Another word for boiling water or really hot water is ghalyun, which is used, for example, in Surah Al-Dukhan. يَغْلِي فِي الْبُطُونِ كَغَلْيِ الْحَمِيمِ. But the difference between ghali and, here, ayn and aniyah, the difference between them is ghali means water that boils, rises up. It froths up. And Allah describes that horrendous punishment that water is inside their stomach and it starts frothing up. So it adds to the torture even within their bodies when they drink that water. May Allah protect us again from the tortures of the hellfire. The word tusqa in the end I mentioned again, some have in a different qira'ah of the ayah recited instead of tusqa, tasqa. And the difference that would make is that it would become active, meaning they will themselves go to drink. If you read tusqa, the implication is they're being held and water is being poured on them. If you read tasqa, it means they are so desperate from the fire that they themselves go into the water and they try to drink even though it's bubbling hot. Even they themselves go. That's what that little change of harakah means. Now we've spoken about drink. The next logical thing to talk about is food. They have no food for them. The first thing I should note about this is that laysa usually occurs and normally occurs in the Arabic language for present tense, for immediate situation. Okay? It is not for the future. It is not for the past, it is for the immediate present. But this burning in the hellfire and torture, when is that going to happen? In the future. Why is Allah talking about that in the present? This itself illustrates the anger of Allah on these people. It is as though they are already there. They are being asked to imagine themselves already there. As though right now they have nothing to eat for themselves except bariya. Now the word lahum, which is jar wa majroor, it's supposed to be at the end. Again, it's brought in the beginning. This taqdeem, what it says is, it is for those people especially that there will be no food at all. لَيْسَ لَهُمْ طَعَامٌ. No food will be there at all for them. The format illustrates that there will be food for others. There will be food for others. It is not for them that there will be any food, implying there will be food for others. The implication of others is there because the word lahum is in the beginning. Had it been laysa ta'amun lahum, then there would be no implication of others. So even by saying laysa lahum ta'amun, it is a threat and an illustration of anger against the kuffar, but at the same time, it is actually a mercy implied to the believers because you will have food. They will have something to eat. Now the word dari', again, this thorny food, Allah did not say laysa lahum ta'amun illa dari'an. He said illa min dari'ah. The lahum illustrates that they'll actually be going looking for food for themselves. They'll have to go look around for food. And that their stomachs will force them to look around for food. Now when they're looking around for food, they see this horrible plant. And they have to actually go into that plant and eat it. And as they're trying to go in, what is happening already? They're not being served that plant. They have to, min badiya, they have to go from it and get it from there. So they're actually being tortured by even the contact of the plant, not to mention the fact that they're eating it. But Allah says one thing further. He says, وَلَا يُغْنِي مِنْ جُوعٍ, and it will not make them free of need from hunger. It will not relieve them from feeling the need to feed themselves. In other words, they'll keep eating and keep eating and keep eating. But imagine these people, they're eating the worst kind of food. The worst, it's not even food. The two things that food is supposed to do is, first, it should taste like something. It should add to somehow it benefits your body. And then it relieves your hunger. The two essential functions of food. None of them are being provided by this dhariya. And can they still stop? They'll still keep on going. When you taste something disgusting, what do? What's your first natural reaction? Ugh. You spit it out of your mouth, or you say, no more thanks. It's great, but I just have a bad stomach right now. Or you make an excuse. You don't want to eat anymore. But these kuffar are being made to eat over and over and over again, adding further to their humiliation. What was that about? Why did I waste my time doing all of that? SubhanAllah. As the situation stands now, those who will enjoy the bliss of that day are going to have to put in a lot of work now. They're going to have to give their lives in toil now. It's not going to be easy. They're not going to have relaxation here. So we have this interesting contrast. You had these people who were also working hard, but in the wrong direction. But when they wake up on the Day of Judgment, they're waking up exhausted already. عَامِلَةٌ نَاصِبَةٌ. On the other hand, you have those who worked for the sake of Allah. They also exhausted themselves. But when they wake up fresh. They wake up relaxed. There's like no toil on them. Now, when you're fresh, you're ready to work. But instead of having more work for them, now there's even more relaxation for them. And on the other hand, when you're tired, you can't take anymore. But when they were described, عَامِلَةٌ نَاصِبَةٌ, their real toil and labor was ahead. But what's really beautiful in this ayah, in the grammar of it, is it is only for the efforts that led to the benefit of the hereafter that they are content. So which efforts led them to the happiness of the last day? It is the efforts they made of salah. It is the efforts they made of tazkiyah. It is the efforts they made to remember Allah. The efforts they made to stay away from the haram. The efforts they made to protect themselves and their family from hellfire. These are the efforts, and the effort to spread the message of this deen, to defend the integrity of this deen, right? These are the efforts these people made, and there are other efforts they made too. They made efforts at work, they made efforts at business, they made efforts in other things, but those things don't even come to their mind on that day. It's like those things didn't even count. Right now those things count a lot. But on that day, it's like, what was that about? Why did I waste my time doing all of that? SubhanAllah. They're going to wish that everything they had worked on in this world was for that. Meaning they wish they had no other project in this dunya. أن كان ذلك السعي الذي هو للآخرة كريها إليها في الدنيا لا تباشره إلا بشق الأنفس. And the reality was, when they were in this dunya, when they used to do work for the akhirah, they had to force themselves. Come on, get up and go to the masjid. Come on, let's do this. They had to force themselves to do work for the akhirah, but doing work for dunya comes easy. Right? It comes easy. Somebody says, let's go to the program. There's a lecture. There's a class. Or let's go memorize some Quran at the masjid or something. You seem like you're free. I don't know, I'm tired. I don't know the weather. I think it's going to rain today. Right? Then one of your friends goes, hey, let's go see a movie. Okay, let's go. Right? And it's 20 miles farther away than the masjid, but it's all good. No effort. You don't even think twice. Then there's a fundraising dinner, right? And the masjid is trying to raise money, or the school's trying to raise money, or the da'wah project's trying to raise money. Brothers, just $10 everybody, $20 everybody's like, I don't know, there's a shortage, bad economy, I don't know what's going to happen. Ash-shaytanu ya'idukum al-faqr, right? Shaitan will come and promise you, he's the one who's going to promise you poverty. And then you leave here and you take a turn, you enter Walmart. And how you do infaq fi sabili Walmart, you know, right? How quickly the money, you don't even count how it passes, you just throw things in the face. Oh, this tastes good, this looks good, this is good, this is good. You throw it all in there, you don't even think twice. You don't even check the receipt how much it is, you just swipe the card, no big deal, doesn't hurt. But when you have to give in the sake of Allah, it pinches. Oh man, I had a $1 bill and a $10 bill in my wallet. Why did I give the $10 bill? Right? If you think twice. So, Al-Alusi rightfully comments that it does take effort to do things for deen. You know why? Because naturally human beings, we love things immediately. So that which comes to you right now, the pleasure will come right now, the food will come right now, the entertainment will come right now. We want to spend for it right now. But Allah says, I'll give you gardens and mansions and nice drinks and waterfalls and this and that. But when is it going to come? You've got to wait a long time, right? So you say, I'll work for it later because it's coming later. Right? That's the attitude that sinks into the back of our minds. Even if we don't say it with our tongues, it's back here. It's in here. We got to get it out of here. So لِسَعْيِهَا رَاضِيَةٌ. The other linguistic thing that's really beautiful here, this sa'i was mentioned in the previous surah as قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مَنْ تَزَكَّى وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. This was the one who was successful. Interestingly, in the previous surah, the unsuccessful were mentioned first, right? And then the successful. And the same thing happens in this surah. The unsuccessful have been mentioned first, and now the successful, right? And there it was, the one who cleansed himself has truly attained success. The one who made an effort to cleanse himself. Cleanse your bad habits. Cleanse your tongue. Cleanse your hands. Cleanse your mannerisms. Cleanse the way you spend your time. Cleanse yourself. This is the person who has attained true success. And thereafter, after cleansing himself, now you find pleasure not in entertaining yourself and making yourself dirty again, but in remembering Allah. وَذَكَرَ اسْمَ رَبِّهِ فَصَلَّى. He mentioned the name of his Lord, and then he made salah. Right? This is a result of cleansing oneself, that salah just becomes natural. You find salah difficult? If you find salah, oh my God, it's 6 o'clock again, Asr again? Oh, Maghrib already? Can it wait just a little bit? If that's the case, then you know what the real problem is? Haven't really cleansed myself enough yet. That's what's going on.